Welcome. We're going to have a two-match episode today. We're doing all right. Had some wins, had some defeats, quite a lot of defeats. But today, hopefully, we'll bring some more and possibly a really big win against a really big team. We're moving plates for the second time. Right, so here I am staring up at the television above me. But here we are against Vibonese. We're going to have a double game day today. We're playing two games. Firstly against Vibonese, a game that I ought to win. And then after that, we're playing Bari, who are top of the league. So that will be a bit tougher. And I'm expecting to lose that. But hopefully I will be able to bring you my first YouTube win of the series. That's certainly the plan anyway. Luca Di Matteo is unregistered but can be registered, so that's fine. Trajkovic is not fit, so we are going to need to be... Right, we need to be clever here. Duramo is going to have to play and Sueva. That's fine. It's not that clever, actually, to be fair. I thought it was going to be more complicated than that. It wasn't as complicated as I thought. I think that will do. Gioldi is going to have to play, even though he's not entirely fit. I am looking for a backup for this position. We also obviously are still looking for defenders, but Konate is still injured currently. So this is the team that I'm going for today. Luca Di Matteo making his debut. This is a game I really do need to try and win. So here we go. Pick off where we left off because we had a good win last time out. I probably should have talked to you about that really. Let's just have a quick look at my form before we start this game properly. We've had a couple of wins after we had two wins early in the season. Just after we had that was our last game was against Virtus Francavilla, which you saw. We've got two wins on the bounce in the last two games. We've scored 8 goals, conceded 4, which is something we need to be a bit careful of. But we have been scoring goals for fun, and hopefully we can bring this into today's game against Vibonese, and then obviously Bari, who are top of the league and looking like massive favourites for the title here. So here we are with Di Matteo, Sueva, Duramo, back to Di Matteo. Passing around nicely. We've been very good at this. I've noticed in the early games that we're very good at passing out from the back. Daniels now with the cross in. Sueva finds his head but doesn't quite get the goals that he was looking for. This is looking a little bit worrying. Vibonese on the attack. Sorrentino. We have been defending quite well here, but Di Matteo Di Matteo is there. For some reason, I thought that was their player for a minute because we're away from home, so we usually play in purple, but obviously haven't needed to today. Nepi takes the ball forward and is fouled. Right, there we are a few minutes later, but Vibonese look like they're on attack. Frey shoots and they get a corner out of it. Certainly are having chances, are Vibonese. Bari, I just noticed, have gone 1-0 up on next opponent. Nepi in the middle of the park, back to Deramo. Nepi finds Gioldi, who shoots. Marson makes the save and gets to the second ball as well. Cataneo crosses in, and we can take it away. Daniels on the attack. We had a man over for a moment there, but they've got back in time. We need to be a little bit quicker on the attack if we're going to catch them that way. Di Matteo, on his debut, of course. Deramo finds Sassi. Can't quite finish it. It's not been a particularly exciting first half. Daniels shoots, hits the side. I think he hit the post there. Probably the closest we've come in this half, certainly in terms of XG it was. So good to see that we are starting to make a few chances come the end of the half there, but certainly had that little period where Vibonese were quite dominant, but then after that we took over a little bit. We need more possession. I think that's true because they've had far more highlights than us, not necessarily chances, but highlights. Not really pressing as much as I'd like. Not a particularly pressing side, but I'd like to press a bit more than that. Bari winning 3-0. Top form against us, unfortunately. And Frey's got the throw in for them. Figagna. Who's Yalti. Back to Cataneo. Tamburello. Sorrentino up front. Finds Frey on the right, and it's a great save again by Bianchini. He's probably been my player of the season so far, Bianchini. Made some absolutely superb saves. I think the guy on the end of the rebound was offside as well, which just makes it an even better save. Ventola to Daniels. Ventola crosses the ball and Nepi heads over the bar. This was the game I was supposed to win of the two games today, so I really do need to try and make something happen here. Gioldi, there's not a lot I can do for Gioldi, unfortunately. I'm going to bring on Nesta though. Golfo turns. Oh, he turns his man beautifully, and that was a very, very nice goal. Got to go for it now. Got no option. And we haven't got a huge amount I can do to change it either. This was a game we were meant to win. Not a good start to the second of this series. Not as good a game either. It's not exactly been exciting, unfortunately. But they got the goal, and it's all it's going to take. I think we're going to be going down to our second defeat in a stream. In the YouTube video. We have been winning games. I showed it to you. Just can't do it on the YouTube videos yet. I'd be surprised if we can turn it around against Bari, but you never know. That is full time. Very disappointing performance, that. We didn't really look that at the races. We had a brief period where we looked a little bit promising, but not really against a team that are significantly behind us. We should have been winning that game. They had 5 points before that game, and we had 13. That should have been a game that we should have won. That's a really, really poor performance, to be honest. Right, we will be back in a week's time against Bari for the second of the double-header. It is the first televised game in our history, so that will be an exciting one. So, I'll see you in a few minutes. And here we are. We've got Bari at home. It's obviously going to be a very, very difficult game. We're going to have to be defensive. We need to try and really just frustrate them and hope that they get frustrated, obviously. But yeah, it's not going to be an easy game, and I'm not really expecting much out of this, but you never know. One of those things that just could make something happen. Okay, so we go again, and hopefully this time we can pull off a bit of a surprise after a disappointing defeat in that first game, really. I was not happy with that. And here we are playing the team top of the league in these early stages of the season. We are at home though, so you never know. And Bianchini has been in very good form. He's going to have to be in good form today. You would have thought they will have chances. Bianchini will have to make some good saves. Daniels, can he get the cross in? He can, but doesn't find Zafaran ahead. Giulietta to Duramo. Farkash. Long ball, but doesn't find its mark. It's going to happen at this level. Chadira with the run to Denrico. Finds the cross, and Bianchi makes his first save of the game, and he's probably going to have to make quite a lot more. Di Gennaro with the cross in, and Sueva clears the ball, but Gigliotti, he eventually gets the cross in, and Khedira has it just wide. Not a lot Bianchini could have done about that one, but luckily it went wide anyway. Denrico, we are under the kind of pressure that I thought we would be under, to be honest. He was offside, wasn't he? Surely offside. Yeah, thought so. Miles off. But it's coming, isn't it? We kind of feel like it's coming. I think we've actually done well to keep them out this long, to be honest. Denrico crosses the ball in, and Bianchini makes another save. I said he was going to have to be big today, and so far he hasn't done much wrong. Khedira, assuming that's pronounced Khedira, don't seem to be able to get a proper attack going, unfortunately. Denrico crosses the ball to Bell. Farkash just about gets it wide. Probably could have left it for Bianchini there. That's all right. I'd rather he played it safe rather than being sorry. And we are very, very much under the cosh. But so far we're surviving. Can we nick a goal against the run of play here? Sueva crosses it in, and Gigliotti! I think that's an own goal by Gigliotti, and own goals don't ever get disallowed on FF. I've never seen that. So that is going to be 1-0 completely against the run of play. But the last time that happened, we won the game pretty easily. Off the YouTube video, it was on stream, but off the YouTube video, and we got a goal against the run of play, and then we turned it round and managed to win the game 3-0 actually, when we'd been battered for the first, I can't remember exactly how long. We're doing well here. Yes, they've been all over us, but we defended quite well. Bianchini's played well when he's been needed. I can't see us keeping a clean sheet, but we are doing well. I'm starting to wonder whether I perhaps should have played an extra defender today instead of one of my strikers. Something I'll certainly be thinking about in the second half. I think it's a bit early to do that yet. So it sends out the wrong message to the players of both sides. But that's certainly something that I will have to think about, I think, in the second half, is just bringing off either Nepi or Sassi for an extra central defender, just to close the door a little bit if we can keep this up. But my guess is, to be honest, they'll probably equalise before half time. There's been fairly relentless pressure, Enrico crosses it, that goes wide. Right, I'm just going to see if we can be a little less direct, because I feel like we're not keeping the ball very well at the moment. And Zanucci shoots and goes wide. They are going to score at some point, there's just no doubt in my mind. Daniel's crossing the ball, Jubilanto, and that was close to making it 2, and that would have given me some hope. Make it through to half time, it looks like we will. Right, well, we haven't had a shot on target yet, but we are winning 1-0. Not quite sure how. Would make up for the bad luck we've had so far. We have had a lot of bad luck so far in this game. The defenders actually have been doing really well. Farkash didn't like that. Attacking wise, you need to improve. That will do for now. Right, second half. What can we do here? Nepi. To Ventola. To Gioldi. Back to Ventola. Holding onto the ball nicely. Just not looking for anything, not looking to push anything, which is what you want. We're winning 1-0 against a team we really shouldn't be beating. So we just don't need to take any risks. It's as simple as that. I'm sure they'll score. I'm sure they will score. But maybe we can score a second. Nepi. 2-0. I start to think we could get at least a draw here. And I'd bite your hand off for a draw. Absolutely bite your hand off for a draw. Jubilato. So as it stands, Bari will not be top of the league after this. I have to say we've done really well. We've weathered the storm significantly here, because we were completely under the cosh. And since we weathered the storm and it stopped, we took the pressure off a bit and then scored the goal. They've had very few chances. 15 minutes to go. I still feel they'll score, but they might just score once. Get a point here, I'd be very happy. Kadira to Scavone. Crosses in and how has Maris missed that? I thought that was 1-1 for sure. Right, so let's make another sub. I think Carcalis would be the right option. Actually, I've changed my mind. I just noticed at the bottom we've got Crivello as well. No, Carcalis. Botta. Kadira. Back to Botta. Bianchini makes another fantastic double save. Bianchini, what a legend this guy is. I think he's definitely the player of the save so far, Bianchini. Right, it's time to do what I was talking about in the first half. I can't quite believe we've made it this long. Nepi can come off for Gregorio. Right, 4 minutes plus injury time to hold on to what would be a very famous win. It would be the first win of the stream. What a win this would be for a first win of the stream. Still don't think it's going to happen though. Mazzotta now. Great tackle on Bentola. It was a bit risky on a yellow card, but it was a great tackle. Di Gennaro. Belly or Bell? Might just be Bell, I'm not sure. It's Belly. And he goes over. 4 minutes. This is going to be a tough 4 minutes to see out. Right, we need to time waste instructions. Time wasting whenever possible. I think now we want the passing directness to be very direct. Just want to get it bashing in there. Not going to hit early crosses though. And try and be a bit more wide, I think, because if we can get it into wide areas, it will just take them a little bit longer to transition the ball back over. Have we got a substitution? Of course, we've got 5 subs, haven't we? So we can make another substitution as well. Gioldi can come off for Trajkovic. Let's have it. And one more sub. I mean, at this point, like, if they score, it's kind of like, well, we'll take a draw. It's not the end of the world, but let's make that sub anyway, no matter what happens here. Scavone has scored. It was kind of inevitable. It took longer than I thought it would, and at least we'll get a point. It's a good point. I think you could argue that this is potentially the best result we've had so far, given how good Bari have been. To have taken 2 points off Bari, I think it's certainly no disgrace. Obviously feels tough when it came quite so late. We've had quite a few late goals scored against us, but I would certainly have taken 1-1 before the game without a shadow of a doubt. And that will be that. It's tough when you lose in the 94th minute. There's no two ways about that. That's hard. But that's life, I suppose. We were unlucky today. Played very, very well. We very, very nearly got what would have been an absolutely brilliant win. As it is, it looks a little dangerous for us now. It would have been very nice to have been. We'd have been ahead of Paganese there, and we would have been probably looking above us, not below. But we couldn't quite get it over the line, which is a shame. So that's a really disappointing end to the game, but it's still a pretty decent result, I think. I really like this team. I think I'm starting to understand a bit more about them. They're starting to click a little bit. We had a team meeting actually before the first of those games, and it seemed that they were responding positively. And yes, we got a bad result in the first game, but I think the Bari game showed that we can respond and we can hopefully become a better team. And my feeling is that if we can start the season this well, then as we gel and as we improve and as we get a couple more players in, we ought to be able to climb the table and perhaps even get into those playoffs. It's not the main point of this season, I don't think. I think the main thing this season is just staying in the league. But if we can get into playoff position, it certainly won't hurt us, and it might be a good, fun way to end the season. Plus, I think just a bit of experience in the playoffs, even if we don't go up, would be a really, really good thing for this side as well. We'll be back tomorrow with another game. In fact, I think you'll find it will be a pretty big game against our main local rivals, Palermo. We'll be back for that tomorrow. Until then, so hope you're safe and sound and have a good day.